So, good evening. We are back again. We are going to talk about some more boxing. It seems like this is a boxing channel right now. It's not. We cover all types of topics on this channel, but we are going to talk about Anthony Joshua against Jermaine Franklin. We're going to talk about Anthony Joshua. Has he lost his pull? Has he still got the hunger? It does appear so, with the Rocky-style training methods that he's getting up to with the back to basics phrase on there. But there is still tickets available for this fight, which I find astonishing, amazing, sensational, if I'm being completely honest. I looked literally just before I went to record this video. There is still ringside seats for this fight. If you've got a spare 648 quid, you can buy them. Just go on the O2 website. But before we get into talking the nitty gritty about this fight and about Anthony Joshua and where he goes from here, is this his biggest fight to date? I know he's fought for world titles, etc., etc. But this, for me personally, this is his biggest fight to date because I feel like he has to make a statement. But make sure you are smashing the like up. I don't know what's going on with my camera. Well, 1 minute I'm super tanned, the next minute I'm white again. But there we go. I will sort my lighting out on the next video, hopefully. The perks are not working with the green screen away. It's not working probably, but it is what it is. Listen, you're not here to look at me. You're here to listen to me. But big up to everybody as well, because this channel is en route to 10K now. It's over 9K. Big up to everybody who's been watching the videos, sharing them, liking, commenting, donating, etc., etc., signing up to the memberships and all of that. I do appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. Thank you very much. Big up to everybody who's come over from the main channel as well. Thank you very much. Mad love for all of you lot. But for me, like I said, I feel this is the biggest fight in his career, because after the Usyk second fight and he took the mic and went on a bit of a mad one, like a little bit out of character for him. It was almost a release out of his system. He's been waiting for years to get all of that out. The pressure of being the poster boy of British boxing and, you know, the pin-up boy and all the pressure, fighting in front of 90,000, 75,000, big title fights, big fight, big fight, big fight. That comes with a lot of pressure, especially when you've got millions of people that are watching you and expecting you to go out there and perform. And listen, this is boxing. I don't pretend that I'm the know-all of boxing. I'm not, in comparison to a lot of you in the comments. Some of your comments are insane. Big up to you. But I do enjoy boxing. I wouldn't say I'm a casual boxing fan. I'm not an expert by any stretch of the imagination, but I do and have followed this guy's career. I've been to many of his fights live, and he came along and just, wow, got everyone out of their seats. It was almost like, wow, we have a proper fighter. He's knocking people out in 2 rounds, 1 round, 3 rounds. You know, the Klitschko fight was mad. I'll never forget that picture of Klitschko's neck extending double the size. His head was this big at one point. And it was like, wow, you were literally going to take boxing to another level. And it's kind of, since that Ruiz fight, the first fight where he lost, it's kind of fallen off a little bit. He's lost 3 out of his last 5 fights. He's only boxed twice in the last couple of years. It's all kind of unraveled and fallen away. He's changed trainer, etc., etc. And now he's fighting Jermaine Franklin this weekend, who, in my opinion, was robbed against White, by the way. I feel White should have lost that fight. And obviously, AJ's now got to go out there for me and make a statement. He's got to say, yo, I've gone away, gone back to the drawing board. I've let all the BS in my life filter out and go away. And I've gone back to basics, which is what he's saying in his little Rocky-esque video, back to basics, where he's chopping down trees or whatever it was. Back to basics. And listen, the whole reason this guy was a draw and a pull and the aura around AJ was the fact that he was exciting. He'd get you out your seat. You're screaming at your TVs if you're not there live. It was the big finishes, the explosive punches. As soon as he lets his hands go, the guy's devastating. And we haven't really seen that, especially in the Usyk fights. There was little moments in the Usyk second fight where it was almost like he was timid. He was scared to go and unleash. And I don't know why. Maybe he was scared of getting knocked out. I don't know. But for me, this guy needs to make a big, big statement. Eddie Hearn said the same the other day as well, last week on on Talksport. I want to read a couple of quotes because there is still tickets available. Like I said, I checked. There's ringside seats. There's seats in the stands. As I'm recording this, there may not be by the time you may want to look at it, but as I'm recording this, there is still tickets. But Eddie Hearn on Talksport last week said the fighters get their tickets this week as well, so there's not going to be many seats left. But he needs to make a statement, and he needs to get people excited again about Anthony Joshua, which is exactly what I just said. People need to be excited about Anthony Joshua again, because it's almost like he's not the forgotten man, but it's almost like, oh, well, you didn't quite live up to the hype. But I think a lot of people just disregard what he's actually done. Like, this guy was fighting big fight after big fight after big fight after big fight, you know, and I feel like eventually that will catch up with you mentally, emotionally. You know, you can't go out your house without everyone recognizing you. You've blown up into this super global star, which is great, which is cool. But ultimately, it's about competing and being the very best. And listen, he obviously keeps himself in great shape. I mean, I wish I looked and had an 8-pack, 12-pack, or whatever it is he's got. I mean, his arms are bigger than my waist. Yeah, so he obviously is a big lad. He looks after himself and he's constantly training. But I feel something up here went after that Ruiz fight. And I'm not saying that's because he felt embarrassed or ashamed that he'd lost. Listen, it's very, very difficult to go through your entire career without losing a fight, which is why when it does happen, then fighters are lauded up as some of the greats, which is rightly so as well. But at the same time, it's how you bounce back from that. And he hasn't bounced back great, has he? Let's be real with that. Yes, he went and beat Ruiz, but it's not been great. Let's just be real with it. Like, he's lost to Usyk twice. Like, for me, he needs to do a bit more. And this Franklin fight this weekend, for me, is a massive opportunity for him, because if he goes out there and wows people again, and there is only 20,000 people available to watch this fight in the O2 Arena, which is nowhere near the size of arenas that he's been fighting in. So it's almost like it's a chance for him to resurrect his career. And I know that sounds mad stupid to say, but for me, his spark's gone. Yeah, and like I said, mentally, after that Usyk fight, he was grabbing the mic. He was having a bit of a, oh, I'm 19 or 18 stone or whatever. People think I'm going to do this and that. And it was almost like, mate, just forget all the BS. Forget all the haters online. Whether you win or lose, people are going to hate on you anyway. That's just social media. Yeah, there's always people out there. You could make the best cupcakes in the world. Yeah, they could be amazing. You could sell them millions and millions of times over. But somebody would say, your cupcakes are shit. That's just social media. Stop listening to it. Focus. Get back on it. Because when you are on it, you are explosive. You are unbelievably talented. And for me, this weekend is a big opportunity for him. I want to carry on with this quote, though. We all love him. The country loves him. But do they believe in him as a top heavyweight? April the 1st, we will see, said Eddie Hearn. And again, that is exactly what I'm saying. Do people believe in him? It's almost like his spark has gone. It's almost like the aura around AJ. Oh, well, he showed so much promise, never lived up to it, which for me is kind of sad. But at the same time, he's got to take responsibility for that, and he's got to do a little bit more. It's all well and good having to go at a load of kids in school halls and all of this and that. And I know it's hard when people are giving you crap, and sometimes you do just have enough of it and you want to let go. But just get back in the gym, go and do your thing, keep quiet, move in silence, come back out and put on a great performance this weekend, go and absolutely smash Franklin into oblivion. And all of a sudden, the excitement's back. People are going, oh, do you know what? AJ might be back, you know. And then work your way again. I'd love to see him fight Deontay Wilder. I think that fight would be sick. Don't want to see him fight Dillian White. Don't want to see that. No, not for me. Please, just don't even bother. Yeah, go and fight Deontay Wilder. Even if you go to his own backyard and fight him in his own backyard. Yeah, rematch, no rematch, whatever. Just go and make that fight, because I think that that fight would be a fight that if he knocks out Franklin this weekend, now go and do that fight. You now move on, and all of a sudden, you're now fighting Deontay Wilder, who we all know has got one of the hardest punches. But if AJ makes a statement in that fight, all of a sudden the whole world, the country, whatever it may be, all the people that are doubting him and go, wow, okay, he's made a big statement here and now he's back in the game. For me, it's almost like he kind of fell out of love with boxing. It was the pressures of the boxing. It wasn't so much the boxing, it was the pressure of trying to appease the fans, trying to appease the public, trying to appease the audience all the time. I have to put on a show. And listen, you don't know what's going on in his personal life. There could be multiple things going on in his personal life. But at the end of the day, it must be a lot of pressure. And I get it. And sometimes people just ain't built for it at times. They do let go. They do snap. They do have meltdowns. I like AJ. Like I said, I've been to many fights live. And I've been like, wow. Like when he knocked out Brazil. Unbelievable. Dillian White. Unbelievable. Like sick. Absolutely sick. The whole place is just on their feet, screaming, shouting, cheering. We want that version of AJ back. Yeah, and I feel like the last couple of years, that's been in the bin. Yeah, the last 3 years or so, that has been in the bin. Yeah, so hopefully, fingers crossed, he comes back to the AJ that we all know and loved. And hopefully he knocks out Jermaine Franklin this weekend. And then hopefully, this Herbert goes and does the Wilder fight. Deontay Wilder against AJ would be lit. Let me know your thoughts, feelings, and opinions down below in the comments section. Let me know what you think. Like, do you think AJ did fall out of love and now he's back, or do you think it was the pressure, or do you just think he just couldn't be asked? Like, I don't know. It was almost like sometimes when I watched him in their Usyk fights, it was like, mate, you ain't really trying here, are you, mate? Like, you're really not. Yeah, and listen, he probably was. I'm not a fighter. I'm a lover. But he probably was. But at the same time, it didn't feel like his heart was in it a lot of the time. And it's kind of sad, man, because the guy is massively talented. He's got a big punch and he's devastating with his finishing. And we want to see that version back. Well, I do anyway. Maybe you're not an AJ fan. Maybe you are. Leave it in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think. I will be back again tomorrow. Apologies for the lateness today. I was gallivanting, sat on a lovely beach in Andalusia, having some fried fish. Beautiful, but I will be back again tomorrow. And it might not be boxing. It is what it is. We're out of here. So make sure you smash a like, leave a comment, spam the comments, and we're out. I'll be back tomorrow. Laters. Ciao.